I know you got enough pictures. Did you get cooled down enough, maybe?
That was just, oh my God, that was professional. I need to go across the street and get some pictures.
Okay.
You want to see if we can get the bus?
Okay.
We're not running. If we don't get it, we don't get it.
That's
We have to
right.
get off, so.
Indeed. Got plenty of room. All right. You're quite welcome.
Mommy, what? Mommy, come on, go back.
Sorry, baby. Don't mean to crowd you.
Good morning and welcome to our new guest. My name is Nett, and I'll be your conductor for this portion of the tour. For your safety and comfort, ask that you please remain seated while the trolley is in motion. Please keep everything inside the trolley. Ask that you please hold your cell phone calls until you hop off the trolley. That'll bring us to our first prohibition. Everybody had a right to practice their freedom of religion, except for the Catholics. with Georgia acting as a buffer between South Carolina
excellent.
and the Spanish and Florida. And with Spain being a predominantly Catholic country, it was believed that if war broke out, the loyalty of the Catholics would lie with the Spanish. Area to the right is now a playground, but these were once our dueling grounds where men came to settle their differences.
Ooh.
They'd stand back to back, walk 10 to 12 paces, turn and shoot.
Wow.
Lucky for the loser. He didn't have far to fall. Colonial Park Cemetery was right next door. First burial took place here in 1753, and the last was in 1850. Take a look over to your left, you can get a better view of the steeple on top of the Independent Presbyterian Church. And in 1864, when Sherman and his men occupied Savannah, Sherman's men camped at the cemetery to amuse themselves. They altered some of the tombstones. They made some people dead before they were born. Some people lived to be 600 and 700 years old.
Yeah.
They dug up some of the graves, and in turn they would
That's
sleep
the fire
inside of
station.
those graves,
It says-
knocked over the rest of the tombstones, just left the place in a mess. When the restoration movement began and the city came in to clean up the cemetery, they didn't know what to do with the tombstones, so many of the graves are unmarked. Get a chance to walk through the cemetery. There's a wall to the very back. See what the city did with all the tombstones. Now coming up on the left is our old city fire bell.
Yeah.
It's called Big Duke. Big Duke weighs 5,000 pounds. Big Duke was purchased at a cost of $2,254.14. Some of the earlier firefighters to the city were African Americans. But when the business of firefighting became more attractive, the African Americans were excluded. In 1963, the city of Savannah hired its first African American firefighters to help renovate the department. House coming up just ahead on the right on the corner is the Juliette Gordon Low birthplace. This house was built in 1820. It was purchased by the Girl Scouts in 1953, and then 1965. The home became the first historical landmark in Savannah. Marking to the left marks the spot that Oberdorf gave to the Jewish population as their burial ground. In 1733, 42 Jews immigrated here to Savannah. 16 are buried in that area. This is going to bring us back to the Juliette Gordon Low Federal Building. Light colored building coming up just ahead on the right. It's the Jefferson Center. It's an expansion from the TFA Academy of Arts and Sciences. Inside
the
the
cost
museum
right there.
is a display of current art exhibits. Square just ahead is Tiafair Square, named for Edward Tiafair, who was a delegate to the Continental Congress. He was also a governor of Georgia. Church to the left is the Trinity United Methodist Church. This church is known as the Mother Church of Methodism. If you would take a look across the square to your left, at the house with the statues out front. It's the Tiafair Academy of Arts and Sciences. This home was completed in 1819 by Alexander Tiafair. Upon his death, he left the home to his spinster sister Mary. Upon her death, she left the home to the Georgia Historical Society with the stipulation that it become an art museum. In 1886, it became the first public art museum in the Southeast. Its most popular exhibit is the Bird Girl statue, featured on the cover of the book, Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. Mary Telfair was very generous with her family's money. She just attached a stipulation to everything. In her will, she said that the home would become a museum. It did. She said that there would be no parties, no drinking, anything of that nature held inside the house. She said that her portrait should never be removed from the dining room walls. She said that no female actors should ever step foot on the grounds. And you know all of those things did happen. You want to hear about the consequences for not listening to Mary? Then join us on our ghost tour tonight and you will hear all about the Telfair Mansion. Interested, see one of the sales reps present a daytime ticket for your discount. This has brought us to Broughton Street. Named for Thomas Broughton, who was a royal lieutenant governor from South Carolina. In the early days, Broughton Street was like the main street of Savannah, where everybody came out to shop, dine, or catch a movie.